And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show because we love high school football here in the area. We always like to check in with some new head football coaches as we get ready for the season, which feels like right around the corner now. Congratulations to Reggie Cornish, the new head football coach for the Kaiser Cats. And Coach, first off, congratulations on the Kaiser gig. Are you excited about just stepping in there, putting your stamp on the program, and being the head coach of the Cats?
Absolutely. I'm very excited, very ready to get going, man. They have a rich tradition in football and success, starting off with Coach Brook back when he opened up Kaiser, and Zelaya and on to Billy Cardosi. So big shoes to fill, but I'm excited to do it, chomping at the bit to get after it.
Yeah, Coach, you bring up a great point. I mean, man, going back to Coach B, obviously the biggest legend out of the Inland Empire, and most recently with Coach Cardosi. We're big fans of Billy Cardosi. We're big fans of Kaiser. It's not like the program is in shambles and you have to rebuild it. I mean, so when you come in, is it hey, let's keep it at least where it's at, try to take it to the next level? I mean, what's kind of your expectations now as you take over a Kaiser program that's had a lot of success?
Coming in right now, trying to get familiar with the kids, and actually, like we told them, we're going to continue the success, hard work, dedication to the program, commitment, and we need the kids to do that. We need them to understand that rich tradition they have. Where they're at. That field has been stepped on by many a football player and had success on that field, so they have to come in and take it to the next level. That's what we say: build the next tier to the success.
Coach, I know you've been at Summit for a while with Coach Matheny, and we're also big fans of Coach Matheny over there. Was it difficult to leave the Summit program, and especially going over to a rival like Kaiser? But, I mean, was it difficult just because I know you're tight with him? I mean, he called – Coach Matheny was texting me. He's like, man, Coach Cornish, that's my brother. Like, it's, I'm happy for him. Yeah, I'm excited that he got a head coaching gig, but, man, it's tough to lose the guy.
Yeah, it was very tough, Going in the spring, we're getting ready to go. We're tightening up the bolts, getting our mentality set for this season, and the opportunity came up, and I was kind of like, we looked at each other like, what are you going to do? I go, man, I already told you I was kind of geared into the season, working with a lot of the kids on campus and, building that connection. But we talked, and I talked to a couple other people in the district, and it was kind of like, this is your time. If you want to try to go after it, apply for it, interview for it, and see how it goes. So it actually worked out, and I'm extremely excited. But, I had to meet with the guys, at Summit and say, look, you know what? I'm going to chase my dreams. I'm going to go for what I know, and I don't expect you guys to do anything different. That's what we want you to do. Chase your dreams and your goals and get after it, full speed and full throttle.
So. Are you a Fontana guy, Coach? I mean, we were just talking off the air. Your son played at Faux High. I mean, are you a lifelong Fontana guy? Is this kind of like a dream job for you?
Yes, I played for Coach Brook back in 88, 89, 90. We had the state championship, CIF championship. And I talked to him. That was a real big influence on me applying for the job, too. I kind of checked in with him, and Coach Pat McCarthy was my coach also.
Yeah.
So, just, talk to those guys, got some great information, and inspired me to, they inspired me to play. So now they inspired me to coach as well. And they just told me that, you're ready for it, just get after it. So that's where I'm at now. I'm pretty excited. I actually coached over at Kaiser 2 years when they first opened up. And it was a pretty good experience back then. And I ended up moving on and doing some other things and experience some other schools and programs and see how that thing went. And, now I'm here. So,
well, Coach, I am curious, like, how long have you been coaching? And then were you just waiting for the right opportunity? Like, obviously it sounds like you were happy and things were good at Summit, but this was just too good to pass up, it sounds like.
Right. I've been coaching in the area for a while. Started off at A.B. Miller with Coach McCarthy when he opened up A.B. Miller. Then I moved on to go. He basically told me, go back and play football. You're not done yet. Went back and played. When I came back, I started coaching at Bloomington High School with Rob Kistner. So me and Kistner, went into his head coaching gig, and Basically, moved up there with him to Hesperia, and actually a little bit at Oak Hills,
Yeah.
and actually coached at San Bernardino Valley College secondary and Chaffey College in the secondary. So
So
a
you have
lot of different
you've been a
places.
lot of places.
Yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way. I learned a lot of things from all those guys, man, just different ways and different approaches, and I know a lot of our guys in Fontana, they kind of stay to the ground in Fontana, but when I came back, I thought I had a lot to offer, so knowing what I knew, that kind of gauged me and groomed me to be, I think, a good head coach one day. So when it popped up, it's time to go.
Coach, speaking of that, obviously, Coach Bruick was probably a big influence. You said you reached out to him when this Kaiser position opened up. But who are some of the other guys that were coaching influences on you, whether it was playing or coaching alongside them to
Oh,
kind of mold the kind of guy that you are now?
oh man, Dick Brewitt, Pat McCarthy, Coach Meach,
Oh, yeah.
which is Pat Meach.
Mm-hmm.
Then working with Coach Rob Kistner was real big, man. He let me do my thing. He let me, get into the defensive secondary and then actually start calling it, coordinating the defense back when I was like 24 years old. So it was kind of a real rare experience at that time, and it was fun. But going into these later years with Coach Matheny, man, he's a guy you can learn from. He's so organized and enthusiastic about what he does, passionate, and his whole staff is just like, it's great to be around these guys. So that's what I'm looking for, something like that. My staff, I'm trying to put together a staff like that, and um, I don't know if you know Carl Farrell from back in San Bernardino Valley days. He was the actual OC when Stangl was there, and he actually was my coach at Chaffey and New Mexico Highlands. So he gave me a lot of input and influence on the offensive side of the ball, spread offense. So really, got really interested in football in the passing aspect and defending the pass. And now, as a young defensive coordinator back in the day, I was kind of just like really, really chomping at the bit to get out there and try to prove my stuff.
Okay,
But
you bring up spread offense and passing. Now I'm just curious because when I think Kaiser, I think of, big, strong up front. They're going to run the
right.
football. They've always had some great running backs. But it sounds like maybe your style might be a little more wide open.
A little bit, yeah. My style is going to be a little different. Like I told him, I said it's going to be same traditions, same type of mentality as far as preparation and goal setting, but we're going to be looking a little different when we get out there on the field, throwing the ball around a little bit, different formations. But we'll have a power aspect to it. You know, that's one thing everybody is interested about is that passing game these days. But I actually got to play it in it, and it's the kids these days want to have the ball, but at the same time, it's only one football. So we try to get to them understand that we're going to be dynamic. We're going to throw the ball, run the ball, and we're going to keep our guys happy, and we're going to try to have fun while doing it.
Coach, you mentioned putting your coaching staff together. What's near the top of your to-do list right now to get ready for the season? Is it get kids in the weight room, do some 7-on-7, find your coaches? Like what's your to-do list look like?
Right now, it's a little of both. I've been getting the coaches together, trying to get my dream staff together, but also, like you said, getting those kids in the weight room. It's like that's what I really want to do right now, get them in the weight room and get them strong and get them to understand that this is where the base of football is played. We get in there and we lift these weights, and then whatever we do in here is going to translate to the field. So getting their mindset of just being tough kids. Like, Fontana kids are tough. Especially down south at that Kaiser end, they're really tough. So looking forward to getting in there real soon, and grinding it out in the weight room.
Well, I know, Coach, we'll wrap it up like this. I know Coach Matheny is one of your biggest fans. It's hard not to get excited about that summit, playing that summit team, when the season comes along. But just overall, have you had a chance to look at the schedule and, do you have any goals or expectations, like make playoffs, compete for the league, all those sorts of things for this upcoming year?
Well, the goal in there is to get in there and make the playoffs. That's one. We always set that goal at Fontana when I was going to school out there. Make the playoffs, win the first game. If we can win the first game, that'll be a good start. But make the playoffs, don't lose more than 2 games in a row or one a game. You know, we don't want to do that. But I'm not trying to think about that week 8 game yet. So even though I know what game it is, we have a tough schedule. No doubt about it. First game is Luzinger. You know, we got to go out there against a tough team, talented team. But we're going to get ready for that game, playing a tough scrimmage against Northern Vista. Sorry. Mm-hmm. So that's going to really give us a good test of where we're at physically and mentally. But like I said, we don't have to win the championship this year, but, you know, we want to win enough games in league and in preseason to make the playoffs at any stake, you know, either as an at-large or as a 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to overshoot and talk too much garbage right now. You know, I got to get my feet on the ground and get some things going first.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach Cornish, listen, congratulations on this Kaiser gig. It's one of the premier programs in the area. Yes. And like I said, Coach Matheny reached out. He's a huge fan of yours, and we're excied to see you guys go head to head. I know it's only week 8. There's a lot of football to be played before then, but congrats on the gig, man. We really do. We're really excited for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. When he said he called you, I was like, oh, Pep, okay. That's one of my, you know, I was following you when you're following my son. I'm like, let's see what Pep said about you.
Yes, sir. Hey, now that you're a head coach, get used to it. The interviews and all that stuff, too, that goes with it.
I'll be looking forward to it.
You got it. That's Reggie Cornish, the new head football coach of the Kaiser Cats, here on the Inland Sports Show.